y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to For My Vanity, and welcome to my little buddy here. Today we are doing a collab video with Erin from Erin's Makeup Euphoria, and she often tells me that she loves seeing my little kids on Snapchat, so Erin, this is for you. He was just about to go to bed, but I figured I'd do this little intro, and he could be with me while we do this, right? But yeah, if you don't know who Erin is, I highly recommend you go over and check her out after you finish this video. She is also going to be doing a similar type of video, so the more the merrier. He sees mommy and himself in the screen over here, so I think that's why he's getting excited. But yeah, if you don't know who she is, Erin is really sweet. I love her videos. She does a lot of project panning, so if you're at all interested in that, I definitely check out her channel. She does empties, she does reviews. I participated in one of her project panning earlier this year, so you might have seen me link to her channel then. But anyway, yeah, definitely check her out and let her know that you came from me. And if you're coming from Erin's channel, thank you for checking this video out. Hope you enjoy seeing the little guy here. But yeah, to get to the point of this video, I'm going to be sharing 5 of what I consider is the most underrated makeup in my collection. So these are all products where I just think they are phenomenal and I cannot get over how good they are, but I feel like no one ever talks about them. And I mean, some of these products is like crickets, like nobody that I watch. And I feel like I watch a lot of people, both small and big, and I feel like nobody mentions them. But yeah, that is what we're going to be talking about today. And before we jump into it, I'm going to go put this little one down for a nap. Yeah, he's ready. Say bye, Erin. I hope you enjoyed seeing me, but I'm gonna go to bed. Right? Right? So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put him down and then we will get into the 5 products that I think are so underrated. Alright, so I'm still kind of zoomed out a little bit. I'm trying something different, not being so close to the camera. Let me know if you like that or if you like how I usually do it, kind of cut pretty darn close to the camera. I feel like I zoom in a whole lot more. I kind of was doing that because I felt like being a beauty YouTuber, I enjoy seeing the people's makeup that they wear each day in the videos, and I feel like when it's super far back, it's hard for me to actually see. So that's kind of like why I was always kind of doing super up close, but I don't know. I've been editing my videos and I'm just kind of like, you're too close, Katie. So we're taking it back a little bit. Let me know if you like that or if you did also enjoy me being more up close to the camera for the fact that you could see my makeup better. Just looking for some feedback in here, just playing around with it. I know it's not that crazy different, but it's a little different, so I'd love to hear your feedback. So the inspiration for this video came when I was testing out, or not even testing out, but I had this product in my collection and I brought it out on a whim to put in my everyday makeup drawer, and I just fell in love with it so hard. And even though I put it back into my collection, I still want to sneak in and use it half the time. But I'm talking about the Makeup Forever, what is this even called? Pro Light Fusion Highlighters. It's these ones with the kind of, I don't know, reminds me of sand is what I always think, like a desert or something kind of design in it. And this is absolutely stunning. I cannot get over how beautiful this looks on my skin. I think the thing I love about this so much is there's no glitter in it, but it gives the most gorgeous sheen to your skin. And if you just use a little bit or just go in with a light regular hand, I would say you can put it on your skin and it looks very natural and like not too crazy, but it still gives that kind of reflecting highlight. And I think another thing that I think makes this so special and unique is I can really pile it on, or I can wet my brush and then go on with it, and it definitely amps up the drama by a whole lot, but it still looks good. Like, I feel like there's some highlighters where if you kind of go in too heavy, it just looks like you have this stripe. No matter where you are, you know, what kind of angle you have, it's just a stripe of like white or gold or whatever the color highlighter is. But with this highlighter, if you go on and just pack it on and get that really blinding highlight, it still looks natural, even though it still looks good, I should say. It's not natural because we don't all have a blinding highlight on our face when we don't have makeup on. I don't know. You guys know I'm not someone who is very into highlighter because I feel like it just looks so weird in person, but this is a highlighter where no matter how heavy I went in with this or how light, I still like the way it looked on my face in person. And I feel like that is when I can really tell that I like a highlighter, because if it looks good on my skin and not so like cakey and makeup-y, maybe is a good word to say. Like, some highlighters just look so cakey and like glitter on your face. I just don't like it. But this, it just melts into the skin very nicely, blends beautifully, so you don't, you know, it blends and diffuses into your face nicely, so you don't have that like hard stripe where highlighter is. And as I said, it kind of settles and, you know, goes into your skin as it warms up with your skin, and it just looks beautiful. I think I mentioned it twice on my Instagram recently, once in a video and once I just posted a picture and was like, why is nobody talking about this? Because it's gorgeous. And I think one other person or maybe 2 other people were like, yeah, I really like that, and no one says anything. But then the majority of the people were like, oh, didn't know. So this is my little way of telling y'all that the highlighters from Makeup Forever are really, really fantastic and definitely worth looking into. Yeah, I can't recommend them enough. I think they're really, really pretty. Next, I want to talk about the Butter London Glazin Eyeglosses. Now, they are starting to expand their Glazin line, and they're adding like blushes and primers, illuminating primers and stuff like that. I'm not the biggest fan of those, but I still do really like their original Glazin eyeglosses, and I think they are fantastic. And I feel like nobody ever really talks about them, and more brands are starting to get into this kind of like jellified formula. Now, if you guys haven't ever seen one of these, they are like this, but it's like, I don't even know if I can show it, but it's like a little jelly in there. And I feel like a lot of brands are coming out with it, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, that's so unique, that's so different. And I'm like, Butter London has had them for like 2 years now or something. They've had them for a while. So I feel like they are the originators, at least in my experience. They were the first ones that I saw, you know, coming out with these kind of jelly formula, but they are just so pretty. Now, I will say I had one dry out. None of my other ones have done that. I've owned 5, and only one last week I found had dried out, so I think I didn't screw the cover on right and it dried out. But for the most part, like if you just are careful to close it correctly, I have no issues with it. But this is just, let me put this down so I don't drop that. But this is just the prettiest and most unique formula, and it gives the most blinding like sheen to it. It is just so fun and pretty. Now, my favorite color was the one that dried out. I feel like that was the one that just gave a very metallic finish. I'll put the name on the screen. I'm blanking. It's not Spark. I forget what the name was, but these are also pretty. This is in Mermaid, this is in Oil Slick, and then this is in, what is it? The Ultraviolet that they came out with. I feel like Ultraviolet and Mermaid have a lot more glitter to it, so I do always wear a glitter glue underneath it. But the one that I'm blanking on, it's not Spark, what is it? This one and Oil Slick, I feel like don't have as much glitter to it. It's more just a very metallic finish. It has more coverage and like pigmentation to the product. So this is Mermaid, and then right here is Oil Slick. And like you can't barely see it, but then you turn and it just has the prettiest shift to it. It's very nice. They're pretty darn easy to work with. My favorite way of applying them is with a regular eyeshadow brush, and then kind of being careful not to pack it on too thick, because then it can tend to like flake off. But overall, they're stunning. I recently posted a Instagram tutorial using the shade that I can't remember, so if you want to see that one live, you can go into my description box, and I'll have it linked there so you guys can see the tutorial, and you can see me applying it on my eyes and just how shiny and gorgeous and reflective it is. But overall, I can't recommend these enough. Next up, we are going to talk about a bronzer. You guys know I love my bronzing, contour, whatever you want to call it. I do it all the time. But this product is from Laura Geller, and it is her Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer in Siesta Medium. And I think this is stunning, and I hear nobody talk about this. I think this came out at the same time as the Urban Decay, what was it, Beached Bronzer? And I feel like everyone raved about the Urban Decay one, and this one got really overlooked, and I don't know why, because it's stunning, and it is really, really pretty. I love the design for starters. It's really pretty. I'm starting to wear it away in the middle because I love it that much, but it's just so, so incredibly smooth. And it gives a lot of pigment, but I tell you, it doesn't feel like a powder. It almost feels like, you know, the ColourPop Super Shock kind of formula, almost that wet, not exactly wet or anything, but it is just so incredibly soft. It feels almost like a cream to powder product. It's amazing to feel, and it blends just gorgeously on the face, like no issues, no streaking. The color is perfect for me. As I said, it's in Siesta Medium. I think they have 2 or 3 shades, so not a huge selection, but if it works for you, I definitely think it's worth checking out. I can't say it's better than or the same as the Urban Decay Beached Matte Bronzer one, because I haven't experienced or tried that one at all, so I can't help you there. But if you're kind of wavering, maybe this one has a sale, Laura Geller has a sale, I say go for this because you won't be disappointed. And yeah, I think it's a phenomenal product. So I know I already mentioned a highlighter, but I have to mention one more because I feel like there are certain highlighters that just get all the hype on YouTube, and any other highlighter kind of gets left in the dust. And while I do agree, I own a couple of those really hyped up products like from Becca, Ofra, that type of thing, that I do agree they're fantastic. I also agree that there are other fantastic highlighters on the market that don't get enough love. And this next one is definitely one of them. This is Lorac's Illuminating Highlighter in Daylight. This is so stunning. So you know how I said the Makeup Forever was stunning? This looks just as beautiful on the skin, but this is so soft. And maybe you don't like that in a highlighter, but I do. And I just can't get over how creamy smooth this is. I mean, the pigmentation is outstanding. I know it looks white, but when you actually use this with a brush on your face, it's so pretty. This is something I feel like I never have to go in with a heavy hand. I'm always very careful to just tap it in a little bit, kind of tap my brush off once and then go on my face, but it gives a gorgeous sheen, and I just don't understand why nobody talks about this. I think that's what makes a highlighter stand out to me as being a step above the rest, is when it kind of settles and melts into your skin, and it doesn't look like it's just sitting on top. I just don't like that look when I feel like I look in the mirror and I feel like I just have this stripe that's just sitting on top of my cheeks. No, this Makeup Forever one and also this Lorac one just settles and seeps and just blends into your skin and makes it look natural. Highlight is even natural, but you guys know what I mean. It just looks very nice, and yeah, I hear nobody talking about this, but definitely this is me talking about it. I think this is one you should definitely check out because it is fantastic. So I can't believe we're on our last product, but we are, and this is not a makeup product, so maybe that's cheating, but this is a skincare product, and it is the Dermalogica Stress Positive Eye Lift. I mentioned this way back when I did my current skincare routine, and I'm actually planning to do another one because my skincare has pretty much totally changed up, but I remember when I did it there, I said that I really liked it, and I felt like I saw a difference, and I think I even mentioned this in a empties video, and I said that I felt like I wouldn't be able to not open my new one because I had two. Dermalogica sent me two, and so I felt like I would have a hard time not just going straight to the next one, you know, this new tube, because I do have a lot of eye creams to use and to like test out and see if they're any good, but I had to go back and let me explain to you guys. So I did try to test out another eye cream, and I tested out the It Cosmetics, I can't even remember the exact name, but I will have it here on the screen for you guys. But I've used that for probably 2-3 months, and I just felt like my under eyes were getting really bad. Like the lines in under my eyes were just very accentuated. And granted, we did have a pretty cold winter here, but I'm not someone who typically struggles with dry skin, let alone dry under eyes. And I felt like I had a lot of dry issues this month, and I was using that one. So I tried to hold out, trying to see if it gave me any other benefits, or maybe it was just the weather, but it started to warm up and I still didn't see any difference, and I was just kind of over having such dry looking under eyes and so many lines, because when they're really dry, I feel like no matter if I'm smiling or not, the lines were just standing out. If I'm able to, I'll put up a picture here kind of side by side. One is when I was shooting videos using the It Cosmetics one, and then the other picture is now that I've been back on the Dermalogica, and I just feel like you can see a difference in my under eyes. Not a drastic difference, but I mean, keep in mind, again, this is on camera, and I feel like your skin always looks a lot better in makeup on camera. But in person, I feel like this makes such a difference in my skin, and it really does help to smooth out and just firm and tighten and hydrate my under eyes. So I tried to stick to It Cosmetics and just finish it up, you know, because I hate wasting product, and I am still using it. I'm using it as like my day eye cream and keeping this for at night. But I feel like it just doesn't do anything for my under eyes, and this one does. And I was tired of the line, so I pulled this baby back out, and I'm using it, and I've fallen back in love. I know this is expensive, and maybe that's why no one really talks about it, but I think it says a lot that I see such drastic results when I'm using it and then when I'm not using it, because I feel like I can totally see results, even on camera, but most definitely in person. As I'm washing my face or just going about my day throughout the day and looking at my under eyes, they look so much better when I'm using this Dermalogica Stress Positive Eye Lift. And I can confidently tell you that once I'm finished with this, I'll probably go back and test a different one, because as I said, I have other eye creams from different brands to test. But if they don't give me what this gives me, I'm repurchasing this baby. So those are all the products that I feel are so underrated here in the beauty community. And some of them maybe are mentioned from time to time, but I feel like they don't get enough credit and they don't get enough praise for how amazing they are. And there are so many products in the beauty community that get so much praise and so much hype, and I feel like these are just on par or even better than a lot of those products, and nobody talks about them, and I don't know why. So I hope this encourages you to kind of look into these products and maybe test them out if you're at an Ulta. Give them a try, see if you like them as well. And don't forget to go over to Erin's channel and check out her video on what products she thinks are underrated in the beauty community. And if you're coming over from Erin's channel, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye, guys.